What is up? We are back. It is a beautiful day. So let's go to a Corvette only car show at my local Chevrolet dealership. But first, as always, let's hear a cold start. All right, so I figured I would just possibly introduce myself. So I got about 30 minutes worth of driving to do. Car's still warming up. So I figured why not just tell you a little bit about me. My name is Chris. I live in upstate New York. I've lived pretty much everywhere in the country. I've seen every car scene in every state. And I can get into a whole debate on what state has the best scene, being California. Their laws suck, but their car scene is incredible. But I live in upstate New York. I just have this as a project car, fun car, whatever you want to call it. I have a 2017 Ram as a daily, and I'm married. My wife has a Kia. That's our cars. I'm expecting my first child in a week. She's 39 weeks pregnant, and I love her with all my heart. She's my rock. I wouldn't be where I was today without my wife. But we're expecting, and I just closed on a house this past Thursday, like the April 2nd. So I have a lot going on, and I'm very happy about that. I love the stress. I love this is my first ever house. It's a ranch. It's about 1,500 square feet. I have a 2-car garage. I'll be able to put some quick jacks in it. This will be the first time I ever have my own property. And I'm 33 years old, and I love it. I'm very fortunate. I don't take anything for granted. Everyone that knows me knows I'm as real as you can get. I'm meeting a couple friends here at this meet, so we'll probably get into them, have a little, one-on-one, talk to them or whatnot. But that's just a little bit about me. Also, I was in the military. I was in the Marine Corps. I got out after 5 years as a sergeant. I've been working on airplanes since 2014. I'm now an A&P working towards my IA. I work on old World War II aircraft, which you've probably seen in other past videos. But I love it. I love my life. If anything, nothing owes me anything. Whatever goes wrong in my life, no one owes me anything. If it happens, it happens. This car I've had now for 20,000 miles. I revved the 7,500 RPM, never dropped a valve, knock on fucking whatever balsa wood is in here. But this car owes me nothing. And if that does eventually happen, which it probably will, everything will be all right. I just want to be as relatable as possible when it comes to this channel. There's a lot of people online that view influencers as not like a god figure, but a lot of people have that weird parasocial relationship with them. And I'm trying to be someone who can answer every single comment, no matter how big it gets. I mean, I'm going to, if I do eventually get big to the point that I can't, then I'm sorry. But I'm doing this not to just boast and make anybody else feel like they can't be a creator. I'm doing this because I want to help make money for my family and make our lives a little bit easier, while also helping support what I love in this car and airplanes and everything else when it comes to my life. So the more people that I can help with this channel, the more successful I will feel versus how the channel will look. That's kind of my goal with everything. Other than that, I just want to really, dive into DIYs, show, what this car is capable of, and show why every single influencer is really owning one, which I can get into that now. The reason why everybody is getting into a C6 Z06 nowadays is because it is quite literally the best car you can buy for the amount of money you can find them for. Now that can be very high mileage, or low 30s, high 20s, or it could be a very clean example. Like I got this one, 2007, 40,000 miles in 2023 for 36. Or you can have a very clean low mile in the 50s. But no other car is touching this car stock for stock form at that price range. Like, if you've never driven one, I highly suggest sucking up your pride, whether if you're a BMW guy, a Mopar guy, go learn how to drive stick. If you don't, go drive a C6 Z06 and you will understand. There's a lot that this car does perfect. One of which, power delivery. There's power fucking everywhere. It is at idle, it is at the highs, it is literally everywhere. You can't be in any wrong gear at any time unless you're really on the track. But this car just delivers power perfectly. The gears are very long. I can do 62 in first, maybe even 65 because I do 7,500. But that also helps with fuel economy. So you're on the highway in this car. It's a 3,100 pound-ish car. It has the tallest 6th gear I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Doing 65 miles an hour, you will rev 1,400 RPM. Now you say, Chris, it's a 7-liter. It's going to drink no matter what RPM it's at. Wrong. This thing's made out of hopes and dreams and balsa wood and fiberglass and carbon fiber and magnesium. And it's shaped like a paper airplane. It's excellent. When I was at stock cam and had the stock parts all around in the drivetrain, on 91, I was averaging 32 miles to the gallon. 32. Name another car. I guarantee the Civic Type R for this price range is not getting that gas mileage, being a 4-cylinder. I just fucked up a gear. The BRZ, not getting that in that. A WRX, you're not getting that in that. A Supra, you're not getting that gas mileage. A Cayman, you're not really getting for that price, maybe at the higher end, but you're not getting that mileage, and you're not getting those fun gears. You're just not getting it. And that is what's so good. Doug DeMuro said that if he had his dream garage, one of his dream sports cars would be a C6 Z06 if he wasn't a big car guy, because it's just how good it is. And everyone's getting him. Jake Schnatter, that man's on like his 3rd, and he keeps giving him away. But they're very practical. They fit a ton of stuff in the trunk. I moved cross countries twice. The first time I moved from California to New York, I fit everything minus like furniture in the back of this and in the passenger seat. If you need to fit 4 wheels, you can fit 4 wheels in this car and bring them and get them out of them. I did that with my Apexes. If you need to, have 2 golf bags to go golfing and get 30 miles, like even the Elantra N, like all these cars in these price ranges are just not as good as this car. And the upside is just astronomical. Like, you have so much potential with this car. You can go get an alternator at O'Reilly's and it'll fucking fit. You can put it in 15 minutes. Do that with a Porsche. Do that with anything. You can run this on straight 91, 93, whatever blend fuel you want and make 600 horsepower. And not really worry about knock. You're going to run like 21, 22 degrees of timing. Be totally fine, totally safe. Stock is like 17, 18. And it just takes it. It just wants it. This car wants to go fast no matter where you are. It's not great with a big cam to drive slow, but as long as you're not like, a little bitch, and you know how to manipulate a clutch and the shifter and gas, keep their RPMs a little high, it's like driving a stock cam car. It's really not that big of a deal. But I could harp on for days why everybody's getting one. That, and honestly, people call them a TikTok car because everyone on TikTok has them. But calling a car a TikTok car isn't inherently a bad thing. That means everyone likes it. You know what I mean? Now, there is the GT3 RS community, which that is a lot of money for a car, and it's a TikTok car because everyone posts them, but no one really owns them. A lot of people that have C6s in general, this generation on TikTok, they can afford them, and they're great cars. They'll keep up with the Caymans on the track. They'll keep up with whatever you need on the track in stock form. Maybe change the fluid, change the brakes, change the shocks. You're set. Like, there's no effort. They're very reliable. I spin this thing to 7,500, and I'm dailing it right now. Like, let's look at this. See what I mean? Like, there is just nothing. It gets such good mileage. It doesn't rev anything because it's barely moving. Now, you're going to go back there. But that's just a lot of the reasons why people are getting these. They're going to go up in price. They're going to go up in value. They already are. They're the last analog, manual-only, front-wheel drive, transactional Corvette ever made. that's naturally aspirated. The ZR1 is great, but you ever heard about heat soak? That's a thing. This car doesn't do that. So if you're really considering it and you want more reasons why, I do have other videos that I've made where you can look for reasons why, but use this as a primary example. So I know I've been kind of blabbling on. I'm just going to go ahead and drive, and then I'm going to get to this car meet and we'll see what's there. Apparently there's a C8 ZR1. I want to see that, get some content, but let me drive this thing how I want to drive it, and then I'll get back to you guys. So, one second. You know what? I got more reasons why. All these cars, all the new cars nowadays coming out just kind of fucking suck. Like, can we just talk about the elephant in the room on like how bad the sales are for like the 400Z from Nissan? No one's buying them. You can't do a burnout in them. You can't rev them. Everything's electronic. If you got to fix them, no one really has the parts for them on the shelf. They're just soulless. They just don't drive well. Like, it's just everything coming out is just kind of vague. It's all the same, but it's not. But it is. Like, even the new Honda Prelude, you can get a C6 Z06, a 7-liter, reliable pushrod V8 manual badass American car for cheaper than a fucking Honda Prelude. Let that sink. And it's the Preludes are CVT. I don't think automakers are really listening to what real purists want. If they just did some small different other changes, like gave the Prelude a manual transmission with the same motor out of a, Civic Si or whatnot, then their sales would do better. They would at least do a little bit better, because nobody wants a CVT Prelude. Nobody wants a 7-speed auto Nissan Nismo Z. Like, those cars aren't meant for it. And like, I get they perform better, they say, or they're cheaper to manufacture to keep prices low. People will pay the right money for the right car. Like, a C8 Z06 is now cresting like 90 grand. What are you getting that's better than a flat plane 5.5 C8 Z06 for 90 grand? Not really anything. And then also, all these other new cars really aren't retaining value. Like, they're going to plummet. Unlike this car, which is now 20 years old and still selling for $50,000. And back in the day, adjusted for inflation, like, it's kind of like the price they were at MSRP. So what other excuses do you need? If you're in the market for something that's just really good, this car is really that good.
Well, we made it to Mohawk Chevrolet. Kind of sporadic. Ooh, okay. Looks like to start, we have a 59 Chevy Corvette. Here's Ken. I think he's got to be around here somewhere, but the old Low Boost Films Corvette C5 with the track tag cam in it. Absolutely killer. Some more C8s and some more orange friends. Bam, C8 ZR1. Sick as hell. We got Ken, Low Boost Films. Big chillin'. Make sure you follow him around, but this thing is dope. Look at the brakes. You could eat off of them, but they're also just gonna stop you so well.
I really want to start getting aero for my car.
You should, man.
I need to dry some.
A bunch of people around over here at Chevrolet, some Trib. Oh, there ain't nothing left. I'm grabbing that one while I can. We got the man, the myth, legend, Mark Petronas here at AMT. This thing, what'd you say it was doing? Like
55.8.
55.8 at Lime Rock. You're not touching this car, really. This is just a base Corvette, clearly with a lot of carbon fiber, very, very active carbon fiber. And this car is just absolutely insane. One day I'm gonna get a ride in it. I'm gonna ask, but man, look at this thing. Look at the wing. Look at the wing. Yeah, C8s get down, man. These cars get down. Then we got King Daddy, the ZR1 with the carbon wheels, which are dope. Those wheels are just amazing, man. I need them.
Well, show's over. Didn't win any door prizes. Got to see AMT though and Low Boost Films. Love those guys. lot of cool cars, a lot of C8s, ton of C8s, but none of them sound like this. They probably sound better, but what's better than a 7-liter 427 screaming V8? Nothing! This car is so good, man. Like, I hope what I said today makes you understand and realize why you should buy one before it's too late. Plus the sound. Come on. Forget about it. But that's it. I'm still waiting on a couple things. I'm going to be doing a new axle back whenever that comes in. That still needs to be made. And a couple other odds, ends here, things, you know, whatever. New steering wheel. Might be doing a new steering wheel. So stay tuned while I'm just figuring out life. So I got a lot going on. Thank you for stopping by. See you later.